for another video. Got another couple of days off, so try and get a few more little jobs ticked off the list so we can get this thing going. Firstly, thanks to everyone that's been watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Appreciate it. Said it's just good that Eddie's getting a lot of love from you guys, which is pretty cool. It's fun working on it, fun doing something that things don't have to be perfect on. You don't have to clean things up and get things perfect as you go, which my other car that's being built is like that, which is yeah, adds another layer of stress, where this thing's just good to just come out here when you get some time and just chip away at it. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad that you guys that are watching it are enjoying it and interacting with us. So yeah, if you're watching and you like it, hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Also, I don't usually push it, but the guys at Overtaking Lane, they do merch for the dragster. If you want, there's a link down below. Grab a shirt. It helps out a lot too. But anyway, hit the subscribe button. That's a big help. So what we've got to do today, just lots of little jobs. Like I said, I want to connect the handbrake cable. I want to mount the radiator properly, get the cooling system finished. We've got a throttle linkage we need to do. The brakes are leaking, the clutch is leaking, so there's just lots of little things that we need to sort of tidy up and get this thing ready to drive. But everything we tick off the list is another step closer. It's how you eat the elephant. So anyway, let's get stuck into it. So you got the new cable in, put through the firewall, little circlip in, so that's all good. Get that back up on the dash. There's the remains of the old one, so it's snapped. So anyway, we'll get this back, push back through, get it up onto the dash, and we'll have a working handbrake again. Happy days. Got the other end of the handbrake done. Clevis pin's too long, split pin's too short. So another half done job. Add the other half, can half cross it off the list. Leave the other half still on there, but anyway, got a functioning handbrake. Radiator, I've now mounted that properly. It's got 4 bolts in it instead of 2. Adjusted all the hoses, made sure they're tight. And put some coolant in it, gone full send, not just running water. There's no puddles under it, so that's good. I'll soon eat my words, no doubt. I've re-bent the vacuum line. Because now that we're running twins, obviously where that line connected is now in a different location, so I'll just pull the vacuum line off and sort of rerouted it and just sort of bent it to keep it as neat as I can. So the radiator's done, the handbrake's done. Next thing I need to sort out is the linkage. So I've said it before, these land speed manifolds have pretty short runners. I'm just running cheap eBay headers, and of course the bar linkage setup of course hits the extractors, even though the eBay seller said that it's not a drama. Clearly it is. Throttle return springs hitting the linkages, the linkage connection onto here is hitting the extractors as well, so it's just an absolute cluster. I'm gonna have to come up with a solution for that, whether that be getting rid of the bar and using like a aftermarket cable. No flexible drive make a good universal kit, but I don't know, I'm going to see if I can get this original linkage type working, just because I don't have time to be running all over Brisbane picking parts up. So anyway, we'll have a play, see if we can get this to work. If not, it'll be turn it into a throttle cable instead of the linkage setup. So we'll see what we can do here. Okay, here's where we're at. Firstly, where are we? There. Put the right size split pin in. Tick that off the list. Clevis pins may be still a bit long, but whatever. Good enough. Works. Alright, so I've spent all day dicking around trying to get these linkages to work. These headers are an absolute pain in the nuts. So the bell rod behind the engine between the firewall, the EK one I had a couple of different bends in it, and I was trying to make it work. I ended up snapping it. Alright, not all was lost. I ended up cutting the captive nut off the end of it, drilling an extra hole and extending this arm here. It's been extended, I don't know, a bit over an inch. So the local part shop luckily has a few linkages. I grabbed one. This one I think is still a little bit too long, but for the purpose of what I'm doing, it's going to work for now. So there's lots of mucking around, making sure that this back linkage didn't hit the rod and that the rod didn't hit that rear header pipe. So what I've got now is the carbs go to full throttle. This back carby, the rod from that is not hitting the throttle pedal linkage, and the throttle pedal linkage is not hitting that back pipe. So I've got about a finger or 10mm clearance between everything. Alright, so that's all working okay. Put a couple of throttle return springs in because I've had to lose the big factory one. So I don't know if the throttle is getting full throttle. I'm not sure if the angles and leverage and everything is right. I'm gonna have to check that when someone gets home. Hit full throttle, make sure this is getting full throttle. But anyway, I might have to shorten that or get a shorter middle rod. But anyway, for now, if I want to start it and run it off the engine, I can. So I've done that. The brakes, I think the brakes are still leaking. I've tightened some of these fittings up, but some of them don't feel that great. So that's another job. Radiator's full, and now I'm to the point where I'm just gonna fire it up, see what happens. So I've stolen the kids' go-kart pump. You can buy these from go-kart shops, honestly, like way better than a Giga pump. Takes 2D batteries and it's super high flow, so that's a handy tip. Go-kart fuel pump. Stole the boys. I'm sure they won't mind, given that Dad pays for everything anyway. Anyway, so let's chuck some fuel in it. Did the fuel system last week, in last week's video, or whenever it was, 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Far out. Where's the year gone? Anyway, chuck some fuel in it, hit the key, see what happens. Get the fire extinguisher handy. Right, we've just got fuel starting to come up, so that's good. I'll need to fill these bowls. Dogs are going ape. Doesn't look like there's any fuel leaks so far, so that's good. Nothing under the car that I can see. We'll fill these bowls, see if we can get it to fire. So it fired, but it started pissing fuel. So where's that leaking from? Alright, so we've got a bit of a fuel leak happening here, but yeah, fired, which is cool. Anyway, I have to go pick the kids up from school. Probably leave that there. I need to go through and figure out where that's leaking fuel from. But yeah, it's like it's all gonna work, so that's good. Alright, so unfortunately guys, bit of an anticlimactic end. Well, it's running. The fuel tank, or the fuel system, isn't leaking anyway, so that's a bonus. But yeah, these carbs just started pissing fuel through. I didn't actually see where any of that was coming from. But yeah, we'll have a look and see what's going on there. Anyway, next video we'll sort that out. We'll get that all sorted. Sorry, super dark. Yeah, next video we'll get that all sorted. But yeah, it looks like it's running. Fuel system's working good. Apart from the leak, we'll sort that out and give it a run. And just continue tightening little things up. So things like, you know, dodgy wiring, the leaking brakes and clutch. We'll just continue to work through that, and you know, everything we cross off the list is a step closer to getting it done. So it's good. Apart from a fuel leak at that front carby, looks like the twins and the fuel system are a success. So that's good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Buy a shirt if you're that way inclined, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Yeah, Eddie. Almost there. So close. Half an hour extra and we would have got you sorted. But anyway, that's life. See you on the next one.